Hello, all you parents and children out there. I'm Duuz-Diz-Din coming at you with another review of Miraculous Ladybug. This time it's Season 3's Episode 2 titled Weredad, or in other languages, Papagaru. I only just noticed that that's on the screen as you see a baby having a little bit of a day out. I don't know if this is the same baby as before though. But he is obviously ready for some cake as he is making a beeline to the Dupang-Chen bakery. Ladybug and Cat Noir are doing their best in order to get this bad baby to behave, as Ladybug has to whip out her lucky charm, namely a donut. A giant plastic donut, which the baby immediately gobbles up, but throws into Marinette's bedroom, no less. He just yeets it right into Marinette's bedroom, of all things. And naturally, Marinette's parents see this, and Tom is just freaking out like, Marinette, oh my god, are you okay? Oh my god! And as he makes his way into the bedroom as things finish up outside, he notices that Marinette has gone missing. So at first I'm just like, oh no, he's found out Marinette's been sneaking out at night. This is gonna cause all these problems with her not letting her out of her room and this, that, and the other. Meanwhile, Ladybug and Cat Noir are dealing with the baby. Marinette's about to time out, so she ends up handing the baby over to Cat Noir. But, Tom tells Sabina just like, Marinette's not here, what should we do? And he's freaking out. I love Tom, but man, he overreacts a lot. It's nice to actually see where Marinette gets a lot of her personality from. Because her mom is not like her mom is more her when she's Ladybug, while in her daily life, she's more like her dad. But, Cat Noir laments the fact that, Ladybug took off and how wonderful she is, but then he realizes that the Ladybug took the baby's pacifier with her by accident. And as he goes up in order to get it back, he runs into Marinette. And he starts to kind of be like, man, you always seem to show up whenever Ladybug is not around. And in order to subvert this, realizing where that train of thought would go, Marinette declares her love for Cat Noir in order to, divert his attention. Unfortunately, Tom ends up seeing this, so my immediate thought is, oh no, now we're gonna have him being overprotective, like, no, you're not allowed to date my daughter, and this, blah, 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 blah. But, it's such a hilarious scene, because it's just like, how do you explain this situation? How would you just explain what he's seeing right now? He couldn't. I don't think you could. But as it turns out, much to my shock, Tom's like, oh my god, this is so wonderful, Marinette has a boyfriend. I'm like, wait, what? Also, how did you get through that door? You are massive, Tom. You are a massive, massive man. You are the size of 3 of these children put together and then some. But he's just like, Cat Noir, how about you come over tomorrow and, date my daughter, and just come in and have lunch with us, it's this, that, and the other. So Marinette agrees to it, not wanting, Cat Noir to catch on to anything, so he agrees, but he's just like, I can't believe I agreed to that, I'm more into Ladybug, Marinette's, she's a nice girl, but she's got nothing on Ladybug, she's my true love, and all that other stuff, and Marinette's just like, oh my god, I can't believe I did this, what should I do? And Tiki, always being the voice of reason, is just like, just tell him the truth, he'll understand. But no, Marinette wants to keep the lie going, and it's just like, well, he's into Ladybug, so ultimately that should persuade his viewpoint. Meanwhile, Tom is just baking up a storm. It's just like, oh my god, I can't believe my daughter has a boyfriend and a superhero on top of that. You know, where most people would think it's just like, yeah, superheroes' lives not idyllic. It's not idyllic, you're always in trouble, this and that. Tom's just like, no, she'll be safe all the time, he's strong and capable and all this. And while his wife Sabine is just like, you know, maybe you're jumping the gun a little bit. We don't know how Cat Noir really feels about this entire situation, but Tom's having none of it. Meanwhile, Adrian's just like, I don't know what to do, Plag. I like Marinette, but not in that way. But Plag's all about that cheese, and just like, man, if we get in with Marinette, you know, we'll have bread to go with the cheese every day. So Plag naturally thinking of his stomach, but also not seeing the problem in that he knows that Marinette is Ladybug. So he's a little bit more in the know than anyone else. Meanwhile, the next day, Marinette's just like, oh, he won't come, you know, he'll duck out at the last minute. She's very confident about this. Whereas Adrian, you know, he's having a little bit of a small rich people lunch, but he's not joined by his father, so he decides to go anyway, just to kind of more or less just let Marinette down for the most part. So he arrives on the scene with a rose, but Marinette's just like, oh my god, I can't believe this. You know, how could he, change his feelings so fast? What am I going to do? I don't want to drop this. Let's see, go back to that train of thought from before. You know, you feel what you feel, and that should never be like hugging her and just, oh my god, I'm so glad you're okay, or this, that, and the other. You know, especially after he disrespected you. So he's still holding this grudge. But, you know, Marinette's just like, look, Dad, ultimately I'm glad that Cat Noir was true to himself, and I'm over it. Don't worry, I'm strong. And, you know, this is what Sabine was trying to say. It's just like, your daughter's strong, stronger than you know, and Cat Noir's just glad to be friends with Marinette, if nothing else. He ultimately has feelings for Ladybug, and he never wants to betray those feelings. And he even goes as far as to say, it's just like, you know, originally I just thought you were a fan of mine. You know, I always thought you were, you know, you were pretty aloof in terms of me. I never would have thought you were in love with me. So Marinette started this whole thing over a misunderstanding, which is very common for Marinette. But, you know, Sabine ultimately says, she's like, Tom, your daughter's strong, Cat Noir should be true to himself. Feelings, emotional feelings, blah, blah, blah. And even Tom is just like, man, the way you handle yourself out there, going through all that to save my daughter, you know, it shows how much you care for her. You sure you don't want to be a baker? So Tom's still on that, because he's very taken with Cat Noir nonetheless. And that's just Tom in a nutshell. Tom is wonderful people, and he is always willing to just be kind to others. And so that ends our very, very wild episode. Oh man, that was something else. I wasn't quite sure at the beginning, you know, because I'm just like, oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna like this plotline, but between all the cringe, it was friggin' hilarious, just so funny. And it's a situation I was kind of expecting to happen at some point, given the nature of the relationship between Cat Noir and Marinette. I don't know why I keep calling her Marie. Marinette is one of mutual disinterest, whereas, you know, Ladybug's into Marinette's into Adrian, and Cat Noir's into Ladybug. It's this odd dynamic that I was waiting to kind of pay off, and they, you know, really made it pay off in this episode, which I'm glad for. But tell me your thoughts on this episode in the comments section below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What was your favorite part? And if you liked this video, feel free to leave me a like. And if you didn't, feel free to give me a dislike. And tell me what I might have done wrong in the comment section below, so that I might better myself for future videos. But until then, hey, how about subscribing? Because I'll definitely be bringing you more episode reviews of the Miraculous Ladybug. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.